I thought today it'd be fun to do a little get ready with me and chat about starting a business, because that's what phase of life I'm in right now and I'm loving it, and I just think it's so exciting and fun. So I thought I'd just chat about it a little bit. Everyone has asked me out on a date tonight. We're really into dating at the moment, just like planning little dates for each other, and we're going to my favorite place to eat, and so I'm just so excited. Like, this place does the best pizzas. Anyway, irrelevant. So yeah, as I get ready for this date and just get ready for the weekend in general, I thought I would just chat to you a little bit about like how I've started my business and what I'm doing and what I've done and how I've done it, because I feel like one of the very first questions people have like when starting business. No, Ziggy. He nearly touched the straightener. Okay, boys, outside. But I feel like when people are starting a business, their main question is, where do I start? So I just asked myself, what do I enjoy doing? What am I good at? And can it make me money? I'd say if you answer those three questions, you're off to a pretty good start. And so I was like, I enjoy baking and I'm good at baking, so maybe we do something to do with baking. So firstly, you've got to do the boring numbers. So you need to figure out if it is actually gonna make you money. So in my case, I'm doing cookies. So I had to figure out how much the cookies were gonna cost me versus how much I can sell them for. So in a nutshell, I basically had to figure out the ingredients cost, the packaging cost, and the cost for all of the like cutters, embossers, debossers, things like that would actually like set my business apart from others. So in this initial research stage, I had to research suppliers. So literally where to get everything, where to get ingredients, where to get the boxes, where to get the stickers, where to get the thank you cards, the business card, the tissue paper, the cutters, the embossers, the debossers, the fondant accessories. Like, I had to figure out where to get everything from and then incorporate all of that into my pricing. So once I figured out all of my suppliers, I had to figure out how much it was going to cost me per cookie, so then I could times however many cookies per box to sort of like figure out how much I was going to charge, if that makes sense. So that whole process, I'm not gonna lie, it was really boring. It was probably the most boring part of this whole thing, but you got to get through the boring stuff first to then get to the fun stuff. And I obviously had to price it in a way that was going to make me a profit, because what's the point in starting a cookie business if you're not going to make any money from it? So I figured out my costs, I priced my cookies accordingly, and like when you're figuring out these costs, it's not just the cost of ingredients and like the cost of the boxes and stuff. Like I'll be using a mixer, I'll be using a fridge, I'll be using the dishwasher to wash the things. Like, I'm using electricity, so you really need to think of absolutely everything you're going to use to create the product. So I incorporated electricity costs into the cost of the cookie. And once I figured all that out, I did a test batch. Like, I tried a few different recipes and then I decorated them and then I gave them to some friends and family to try, to make sure that the product I'm making actually tastes good and that they like the presentation and everything. And every single person that I tried this on, they were like, oh my God, yes. So that was my market research. So I was so happy that everyone loved the cookies. Like, they loved the taste, they loved the way that it looks. The ratio of like cookie to fondant, they said was perfect. Like, sometimes they get sugar cookies that are just way too sweet, but they said like the amount of vanilla is perfect. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm onto a winner here. So I checked that off the list, and then my next step was to actually make sure I was allowed to bake and sell cookies from my home kitchen. So I contacted my local council to see what I needed to do to get my home kitchen approved. So I basically just called up the council one day and I was like, hey, I'm thinking of starting a business. What do I need to do? What applications do I need to fill out? Blah, blah, blah. And so in my situation, they're like, okay, so you just pop onto our website and you get the HW02 form, which was the form for registering a new business. So I downloaded the form and it asked for things like your personal details as well as like your trading name. I also forgot to mention, before this step, I went onto the ASIC website and I registered my business name. And so I made sure that nobody else had the same business name. And I think it's like $42 for a year or something like that. That's just at this current point of filming, but yeah, you register the business name and then when you go to do the application, you can put your trading name in the application. The nature of your business, so like if you're cooking meats or sandwiches or like confectionery in my case. Like they just wanted to know what type of business you are going to be conducting in your home kitchen. They also wanted to know what type of business you are. So that was like, are you going to be a caterer? Are you going to be a mobile food truck? Are you just going to be food service in general, which is the one that I ticked. Can we also just see how much longer having straight hair makes my hair? Like that's my natural little weird curl and then straight. Like it makes it so much longer. So the next part of the form asked me things about my premises. So that's the wastewater, the water supply, what type of floor you have, what type of walls and ceilings. So I had to say like I have wooden floors, I have plastered walls, I have plastered ceiling, things like that. Like they just want to know about your premises, and they also need to know about what kind of ventilation you have. They also want to know about your washing facility. So that's like where you wash your hands, where you wash your dishes. And after you answer all of those, you have to attach supporting documents. Oh, hi Ziggy. Hello. So yeah, after you answer all of those, you have to attach supporting documents. There's a whole list of supporting documents, which took me forever to put together. So for my particular council, the supporting documents were you had to attach the design and fit out of the premises, and you also had to do up a floor plan. Put that one on the screen here. This is my floor plan that I did up. I literally just used like boxes in Illustrator. Like I don't know how detailed they wanted the plan to be, but this one passed, so I guess this is all you really need. Basically just put text pointing to like where the dishwasher was, where the window is, where the sink is, things like that. My council also required a sample menu, which for me was literally just like cookie. I think if you had like a proper full catering business, like you would have to come up with a menu to show the council so they know what you're going to be cooking in your kitchen. They also wanted copies of food labels. This one was probably the hardest one for me because I honestly don't know how much like saturated fat is in a single cookie, you know, like it's proper nutritional information. So I went on this website, I can't remember what it's called right now, but I'll put it on the screen here. Oh, Ziggy just left. He's not very interested in this conversation. It was some like Australia, New Zealand food label guide thing where you put in like you use 1 egg, you use this much sugar, you use this much whatever, you put in your whole recipe, and then it spits out like how much saturated fat and how much sugar sort of thing is in the whole recipe, and then it sort of prints out a food label for you. So I did that, and I don't know why I found it so hard. Like you have to add the fondant, like literally everything you use to make this product, and then put it in this nutritional information label, which by the time I figured it out, like I got the hang of it, like it's not hard, but it was just something that I never had done before. Also wanted details of your cleaning and sanitizing procedure. That's pretty standard. Like I work in hospitality, so I'm pretty familiar with like the proper sanitization processes and like the cleaning and the extent of the cleaning that has to be done sort of thing. I'll put my cleaning checklist that I submitted up here as well, so you sort of know like if you are looking to start a business, like what is required. My council also wanted details of a pest control program. So if pests did happen to get into the kitchen, I've got a plan to get them out of the kitchen. I also needed to know the storage conditions for my ingredients and the finished product. So where I keep my eggs, my flour, and then also where I keep the box of cookies once they're done before they get to the customer. Also needed to tell them where I was going to be selling the cookies, whereas in this case, I would be selling them just online in my local area and also shipping Australia wide. I don't think I'll ever be able to ship international because they're cookies and it would take a really long time to ship international. And even though my cookies have a shelf life of 6 weeks, like, I don't know, international shipping maybe sounds a little bit scary. Not sure if I'll ever get to that point. But yeah, that leads on to my next one. They need to know the shelf life of your product. So a regular sugar cookie without being heat sealed, I think can last like 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm planning on heat sealing mine. So that will last 6 weeks, which, I mean, normally you just eat the cookie straight away, but if for some reason you're not eating it straight away, it can last up to 6 weeks. And they also wanted to know your food recall procedure. So if something goes wrong, if a batch of cookies is contaminated and you get like a really angry message from a customer and there was like, I don't know, something really bad in your cookies, like a piece of glass, like actual like proper serious things like in a cookie, like what's your recall procedure? So I'll put my recall procedure here as well, which got accepted by my personal council. I can't speak for every council, but this is just what worked for me. So once you've filled out that application, you send that back to the council via email and then wait for their response and also an invoice for the application fee, because nothing is free. So you have to pay for the application fee, and then they'll get back to you with a date that the health inspector is going to come and inspect your kitchen. So naturally, Ziggy, that's a very inconvenient spot. I'm trying to wash the sheets. So yeah, naturally you just clean your kitchen as best as you can and set a date for this health inspection. You gotta move, you can't stay there. I can change the bed around you. You just stay there because you are the main character. You're so cute, Dee. Is anyone else's dog this cuddly? All right, up we get. So I work in hospitality, so I know roughly what they were looking for, but if you don't know, they basically just look for clean walls, clean floors, clean ceilings, clean equipment, clean surfaces. They look for adequate lighting. They look for a designated hand washing space. That is very important, and it needs to be with single use, like drying things. So like not tea towels, more like paper towels. Because he said that is where so many people fail this health inspection, where because they have a hand washing sink, but they only have tea towels to wipe their hands, whereas it's like a contamination thing. So you need like single use paper towel to wipe your hands after you've washed them. They make sure you have hot running water with good pressure. They make sure you have clean toilet facilities. They also look for food safety training. So if you work in hospitality, you probably already have this certificate, but if you don't, I will leave the link down below. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory, like it's multiple choice. It's just about like contamination and proving that you know how to do food safely. It's like a food safety course. And yeah, my health inspector gave me 100%, said I'm good to go. Once they send through the invoice for the application fee, then I can essentially start. Let's do some makeup. So this brings me to this week. So I have baked a bunch of cookies. I have decorated them. I have taken photos of them. I've stored them in an album in my phone. I have created a website on Wix, which is super easy to use. So essentially I've made a homepage on Wix. I have uploaded the photos that I took this week to the product listings. I basically spent an entire day building my website. So that includes the homepage, the shop page, the about me section, the cart page, the thank you page. Like every single page that you see on a website, I created. So, well, I didn't create it. Like I had a template, but I've made it my colors. I've typed in what I want to type in. So like, it's so easy. Like you don't need any experience in web design whatsoever. Although one of my products has 126 variants, which was just such a nightmare to create. But that just means that the customer will have so much creative freedom when it comes to like choosing their own cookies and things like that. So for example, someone can order a batch of like 6 pink hearts with like 6 different messages on them. You know, someone else can order a pack of like 100 blue circle cookies saying, "Oh, welcome to the team" or something. Well, literally like whatever message they want. So like there is so much variety in the design your own cookie section that I'm actually so proud of it. But I had to go in 126 times and like put prices in. Ugh, it was a bit of a nightmare, but we got there. And every single one of the listings includes like different shapes, different colors, different text sometimes, and sometimes they have like different options, and there's a space for a delivery date. So there's all of these things that you need to think about when creating your website, because like say I forgot the delivery date section. Someone could order cookies, but I wouldn't know when to deliver it. So there are just so many different things that you need to think about. On the website, I have also added contact forms. I have created a business email. So whenever someone wants to inquire about cookies, it's not going to my personal email and there's like a business one. So that's a really good way to like separate the business from you. I feel like none of this is groundbreaking. Maybe some of this is helpful. I really don't know. Also, I'm still yet to find a foundation that suits my skin very well. So if this looks orange, don't tell me. I know that it looks orange, but I just feel so pretty in it. Another thing I've done is I have made a Google business profile. So whenever anyone looks up my business name, they can find me on Google. I have started up a Facebook page. I've started up an Instagram page. And on Instagram, I'm actually like posting photos, the photos that I took earlier this week, just to show people like what the business is, if that makes sense. Like if you launch a business and you have no photos on the internet anywhere, how is anyone really going to know what they're buying or what you're selling. So I feel like you need to do a couple of practice ones and like take good photos of them, put them up online, and yeah, so people know what they're getting. Another fun thing, I've also added a countdown timer to my website. So I haven't actually purchased the website or purchased the domain yet, but I have designed the entire website, and then maybe with like a week or two to go, I'll purchase the website, I will publish it, and there'll be this countdown. So people won't actually be able to buy the product yet, but there'll be a countdown on the front of the website. So I don't know, I'm hoping that that will bring a bit of like excitement, a bit of anticipation. It really depends on how well I market it. Like I could do nothing for 2 weeks and launch it, and then I might get a first order. But if I really try and get this in front of the right people before it's launched, then they'll go to the website and they'll be like, oh my gosh, on, you know, Saturday the thing is going to launch, I'm going to buy cookies, and like actually plan for it. I don't know. I have never had a successful launch, so that's just what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, essentially I'm giving myself about 2.5 weeks to get all of my, ow, I hate doing this. Ow, I hate doing this. Oh my God, I feel like I don't even do that properly, but it just hurts so much. Maybe it just like scares my eyelashes, I don't know. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm giving myself about 2.5 weeks to get all of my packaging delivered, because I still haven't bought the boxes. I haven't bought the individual bags that the cookies are going to be in. I haven't bought the heat sealer, so that's a really important thing that I need to buy. And I need to buy the domain, and I need to buy the website. I also need to get any stickers printed that I want printed, and I've got a couple of stamps on the way, but I think I'd like a little bit bigger of a collection to launch, so I might buy a few more stamps. But the only problem is there's no like cake shops in this area. So the only real cake shop we have is Spotlight, but they don't restock their stuff enough. And when I went to go to buy fondant there, they were like expired by like 2 years. So like I have to order everything and get it shipped to me, so there's always going to be a bit of a delay. So that's going to be something I'll need to plan for in the future. Like if I get a 100 cookie order that they want it in 5 days, like I'm gonna have to have the stuff here ready for it. But I don't know, it's just gonna be a bit tricky. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish my makeup and then I'm gonna show you the cookies. I've chatted your ear off literally all day. I really wish I knew how to do makeup well. I've literally been using the same types of products since I was like 15. Bit of an unpopular opinion, I love getting my teeth cleaned at the dentist. The feeling of everything just like coming off and just getting so clean, it is one of my favorite feelings. And the dentist ladies just looked at me really weird and they're like, really? You like this? And I'm like, yeah, unpopular opinion, but it just feels so nice to have like this beautiful, fresh, clean teeth. I don't know. Anyway, I want to show you the cookies. So already I have found that it is really, really hard to not eat the cookies after I've made them. If they're not for anyone, obviously. But these are one of the little ones. They just say thank you. I did some mini practice hearts. So this one says happy birthday, Grace. And I just think that is so cute. And then I've got happy birthday, Tess, just because I really like the name Tess for some reason. I don't know a Tess. And then happy birthday, Jane. And I did another happy birthday, Mel, but I ate that one. And I've also eaten a lot of these. They are just so good. I can confirm I make some pretty good cookies. And I also want to show you my logo. So actually I'll also put some photos of cookies on the screen here that I've done other days. They were just the ones I had available. So if you're new here or you don't know me, I'm also a graphic designer. So I designed my own logo and I personally think it's really cute. It's such a cute logo for a cookie business. Perfect color. Even got like little crumbs in there. I'll put it on the screen here. I just think it is such a cute logo. But I will show you my process and how I got to this logo. Sorry if it's also really loud here. It's very windy, but it's so stuffy in the house I have to have the windows open. Okay, so I'm just gonna share the screen with you now. So this was my first option. So I was gonna do like bubble font, kind of like cute Comic Sans. So like Comic Sans, I hate it. Not a fan. But if you do it the right way, like if you do a bubble font the right way, then it can look cute. But I feel like it just looked too Comic Sans-y, and so I'm like, nah. And I tried it in different colors. I'm like, could be cute, but you know, probably not. Then I tried like the block text and I'm like, I think I enjoy that, but let's make it more like custom. So then I made the O into like a shape that a cookie has been bitten out of. and I was like, wow, that looks so cute. And I was really set on this. And I think, oh yeah, there was another option. I'm like, maybe I could name it Cookie Me, but I decided that probably not the best idea because it can't always be separated into two colors, and some people could see it as Cookime, which I didn't really love. So yeah, I kept this one with the little cookie bite. I tried this again one more time and I'm like, no, I think I like the block letters. And then I ended up with this, and I ended up choosing the purple, and this was my official logo like when I started my Instagram and everything. And then I did a thank you card. I haven't finished it yet, so I'm just going to show you this. And I did little crumbs in it, and Rowan's like, oh my goodness, you should do crumbs on your actual logo, like that's really cute, because I wanted to incorporate it into the thank you but not make it be the same. So I think I've decided on this logo with the crumbs, and I just think it's so cute. So yeah, my little business Cookie will be up and running very soon, and I'm so excited. I think this is such a cute little business. I hope it works, but if it doesn't, that's so fine. It's been fun building it. I am hoping that it goes well, but if it doesn't, that is also okay, because there are a million other businesses to try. But yeah, hopefully this video was somewhat interesting. I think it's very interesting. I couldn't find anything like this online when I was trying to look up what health inspectors look for in Australia when setting up a home registered business. I literally couldn't find any like checklists or anything, so I really hope this video helps if this is what you're here for. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully soon there'll be an update of like, hey, I've just launched my business, or my first 100 cookie order or something. I don't know, I think that'd just be so cute. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in one of my next videos very soon. Bye!